Hi guys, it's me, Canada, from the Hot Taggy Nation, and today I will be reviewing a fanfic called Fluttershy and Anastasia Au by Halloweennut. This is one of my favorite fanfictions, as was Discord, the Bride of Discord. One problem I have with this that I just want to say off the bat is that it is not a complete story, so when I first started doing this, I didn't plan on doing stories that weren't complete, but I made exception for this one because this one is a fantastic. Not only is it a fantastic story, but it's also a crossover with one of my favorite childhood movies of all time, Anastasia. The story itself is it's basically what it is Fluttershy plays the role of Anastasia in this one. Discord plays Dimitri, so it's a Fluttercord pairing. So if you guys don't like that, you probably won't like this story. It also has a Shining Armor and Candace pairing. It also has King Sombra and Celestia pairing. The only pairing that isn't in here is Luna. I know, so sad. She's alone. Forever alone, Luna is. The story begins in the same manner as the movie does. It has, them at the castle in Ponyville. That, if you guys remember in the show, MLP show, there's the rural castle of the Pony Sisters, and that's what this is supposed to be. Is that where they live at in Ponyville? Celestia gives each of the main six a necklace that is a key to a music box that plays their lullaby. So whenever Celestia is gone, all they can do is play the music box, and it's like she's there. Eventually, Tarek, who plays the bad guy in this, he attacks with his army of changelings, griffins, and diamond dogs. It goes in the exact same manner. Fluttershy, she runs back into the castle or whatever to get her necklace. Celestia runs after her. They end up getting trapped, and Discord appears out of nowhere and saves them. So they end up escaping through a passageway onto the train, but as in the same manner as Anya, Fluttershy doesn't make it on the train. She ends up, slipping from her grandmother's hands. In this case, Fluttershy ends up slipping from her mother, Celestia, as hooves, if you want to say, and she ends up hitting her head and losing her memory, and she ends up for like 10 years, she ends up living at a orphanage as Flowing Grace. I always thought that was kind of a weird name, but it's not much of a problem. But I just kind of thought that was a weird name. The owner of the orphanage is actually Chrysalis. So yeah, I kind of want to point that out. She ends up singing the exact same song as in the movie, Journey to the Past. She ends up meeting Angel Bunny, who plays basically the dog from the movie, and she ends up making it to Ponyville to head to Canterlot. But unfortunately, she can't make it, and she ends up meeting this, mysteriously old pony, who tells her to find Discord. Discord will help her get a ticket to Canterlot. Discord in the story is basically the exact same character as, Dimitri. He is trying to get a pony to basically pose as Fluttershy, so they could, take her to, Celestia and the rest of the royal family to, sort of get the reward, as, Shining Armor is trying to basically find Fluttershy because that's his goal. I assume, one thing I have a problem with is I assume Shining Armor is supposed to be, their brother. It's not really said, but there's one line that Discord said is once you when he's talking to Discord, Shining Armor disagrees with Discord's plan. He says, why don't you just go back to you being a brother to Princess Twilight. So yeah, I assume that he's supposed to be their brother, but I'm not really sure if that's supposed to be it, or if it's supposed to be that he acts like a brotherly figure to them. So yeah, in that sense, they get a theater and basically, and all these ponies come to play, sort of get the role as, the Duchess Fluttershy, which is, I think, a funny scene. There was like ponies that weren't even Pegasus. There were like unicorns and Earth ponies as well. There was also a griffin there too, which I thought was funny. So yeah, and they, said that it basically was a complete failure. They head to the royal castle, the royal palace, and Fluttershy ends up there as well to find Discord, because that's where the old pony said he'll be at. So they ends up, she ends up singing another song. There's also a song in there for Rumor in St. Petersburg called Rumor in Ponyville. And she ends up singing them, and then Shining Armor hears the singing and, runs out to see who it is, and they meet Fluttershy, and they tell Fluttershy that you could be basically Duchess Fluttershy, and they said she said that she asked basically to get a ticket from them, but he said that the ticket is for basically her, and he says that, it's supposed to be for Fluttershy, the Duchess Fluttershy, and she said, okay, who says I'm not her, and she basically, in that sense, she agrees to go with them, and then it kind of goes to Spike, who is in lines with Tarek. I know, I was surprised when I saw that Spike was supposed to basically, he isn't really a villain, well, not that I could tell. The only reason he's with Tarek is because I guess he's threatened to hurt Twilight. I don't know, it's kind of confusing what their agreement was, but we get that whole scene where in the movie where the bad guy is singing in the dark of the night or something like that, which is another fantastic song I love, and it goes through that motion, and there's also, if you guys remember in the scene where, he basically where the bad creature thing who has the necklace, and it shows those weird smoke-like demon things coming out of it. Well, in this one, it's supposed to be breezies that are it, and it's sort of like a darker version of the breezies, which is a very cool thing. And we kind of like to see a drawing of that. So yeah, he basically tells that maybe Fluttershy is bad, and Tarek wants his revenge on not only the royal family, but also Fluttershy, because I guess without Fluttershy, his revenge or his curse won't be complete. So yeah, that's where basically the story ends with it. There's not really a lot of problems I could find in the story that I read. It is kind of confusing what the history is supposed to be like. Is supposedly Luna's back after 1,000 years, so I guess she turned into Nightmare Moon and she came back, but I guess either they weren't born, or so how did Luna get turned back into Nightmare Moon? So I don't know, I'm kind of curious about that. There's also the whole thing with is Shining Armor supposed to be their brother or not, but there's not really a lot of problems I could find in the story. So yeah, that's pretty much the story in its entirety. It's a good story, and I suggest anyone to go and read it. Something I want to say before I go is that I hope my last story got like 24 views or so more, and I'm really happy about that. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed this, enjoyed watching it. So I hope if you guys enjoyed this story, leave a like this story, like it if you like this video. Also, a comment if you have anything wrong with the story itself or anything, and also subscribe if you want to see more videos. My name is Canada, and goodbye.